Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As I just posted in the live chat, don't forget to share this live video and to like the video. And don't forget, this is a subscribers only. No, it's not, actually. I left it open. Yeah, I left it open today because I wanted more people to come into the room. We got to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County season finale, season 16 finale. That was just a bomb. So I had to bring in more stuff that I wanted to talk about other than this season finale. But as you can see, what Kenzie says here, one of the worst series finale. It wasn't the series finale. Damn it. Are you predicting their end? Are you predicting their end? Jola says, I barely finished this episode. Mind you, Jola, I watched this episode twice. But this was the very first time that I didn't take notes. Oh, Andy, you got a problem. Besides those ratings at Watch What Happens Live. I have to say, though, I did watch because it was attached to the Real Housewives of Orange County episode. I did watch What Happens Live. Also because Garcelle was on there promoting her book, Love Me As I Am. She's not paying me. But at this point, she should. The amount of times I've talked about this damn book because of Erica. If you missed our video talking about Erica Jane throwing Garcelle's book in the trash, since then, Garcelle has responded in a lot of different ways. Just showing that she's doing great. She's talked about it on her book tour. She talked about it on Watch What Happens Live. And basically what I said in my video about this, why would you throw her book in the trash? According to Erica, she says, oh, she was using the cast to promote her book. She talked about the cast in her book. Erica. And Garcelle clarifies what she said about those folks in her book. And she's basically just talking about things that we saw on the show. So her talking about Amelia was her talking about what she said about Lisa Rinna on the show. Has Lisa Rinna even said anything? That's her daughter. Oh, guys, if you're just joining us, I don't know what to talk about first. Real Housewives of Orange County, or talk about the side mess. There really isn't a lot to talk about Orange County. I decided to come live because, look, you know, I'm committed to when we start something. I like to finish it. And I know what you're thinking. What about Queens, Kempire? What about the final season of Insecure? Well, we did them on both days. We did it in a mashup. Well, when something's bad from the beginning, hard. It's hard. But we are at the end of the Real Housewives of we're at the end of the Real Housewives of Orange County. I kind of want it only to be a 2-part reunion. I don't want a 3-part reunion. And a 2-part is saying a lot. This episode really focused on Gina and Shannon's issues. And I'm like, really? Shannon? I want Shannon to come back because there's something just very sweet about Shannon. Does she have much of a storyline? Not really. Not really. But I don't mind Shannon coming back. But if Gina and Emily come back next season, they have to come back as friend of each other. Because honestly, we got nothing else from them. Emily, beautiful woman. I got to start off with a compliment. Beautiful woman. And I have seen some of those older episodes, and she looks, you know, I mean, she was beautiful, but, you know, her style wasn't the greatest. She looks great this season. Whatever she's gotten done, great work. But even her little, let's reimagine our wedding photo and Shane giving her a new wedding ring. Cute family, but boring. Not the family, but the scene was boring. And I actually like Shane's dark sense of humor, but I just was not entertained by that. I was just like, okay, this is cute. This is cute. Gina and Shannon having that heated debate was nothing. What are they fighting over? Oh, does Shannon have friends? I believe Shannon does have friends. You know why? Because Shannon can cook. And Shannon is lovable. I believe Shannon is probably very much like me. I don't keep a lot of friends. Some of y'all have people in and out your lives as friends, and they're not the best friends, and you have nothing but drama with your friends. I'm very picky and choosy who I call friend. If you're new, now you know. But if you're not new, you know. And I think that's how Shannon is. Did Shannon have her high school friend come in to film? I don't think that was made up. I think Shannon really does have long-term friends that she doesn't share with this cast. I don't believe she's really friends with this cast. One of my favorite parts of this episode, besides the actual ending with the song, shout out to Richard Marx. If you don't know, right here waiting. I didn't know he was married to Daisy Fuentes, though. Okay. Exactly, Boxer Girl says. Same. Quality versus quantity. Trust and believe, I had a ton of friends at one point in my life. Okay? A ton. And then I really had a realization. I was just like, if I have to work for a friendship, it's probably not worth keeping, especially if you let that friendship go and it doesn't come back naturally. We're good. We see each other. But I don't believe that Gina and Shannon are really friends. But I do believe Shannon has some real life girls that confide in her, that trust in her. Shannon has a very naturally motherly energy about her. Even on this show, she has a naturally mothering thing about her. Even the way that she makes her food and she gets joy in making that food. I think when people prepare food for you and they put so much effort into that, there's love in the details. There's love that she's putting into that food. I bet that food tastes good. She was making ribs. I don't even eat meat like that. I don't even eat ribs like that. But I was just like, oh, that is so. This is like her third or fourth time hosting these ladies and cooking for these ladies this season alone. She's hosted them quite a few times, and she's a very good host. She's a very good host. Southern Girl says, I'm Team Shannon. Judy says, I'm sneaking to watch. Uh-oh. Look, let me not call you out then. Just in case whoever your boss is watching too. All right. Uh-oh. LS says Team Shannon. Don't tell me that. Warren says Jeff Lewis is Shannon's friend. Sorry. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm hoping next season is better than this season. You all told me to get into Orange County, recap Orange County this year, and I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad at y'all. I was going to get into Orange County last season, but a lot of you told me, no, don't do it. It's terrible. This season seems to be even worse, and the ratings were pretty bad too. They have to shake up next season. And I know I've been a defender of Noella. Well, I've been wishy-washy with Noella. However, the only reason why Noella was great this season was because of how everyone else was terrible. So that doesn't necessarily make her great. But I'm willing to give her a second chance. This was her first season. Bring Noella back. Bring Shannon back. I'm okay with Heather not coming back. Heather has a lot of other things going on. Heather, why don't you come over here to New York, back to your hometown, and do a stint on Broadway? You actually are an actress and a singer. Heather sounded great on that song. I'm surprised she hasn't done Chicago. Ricky says it was already a shakeup this season. I know, they need another one. Tess says Bronwyn was basically Noella and Kelly Dodd is terrible. Damn. Oh. And that's why a lot of people didn't like Bronwyn last season. I see all the news with Bronwyn and her new girlfriend, and now her husband, they're still married, has a girlfriend. I mean, you like it, you love it, it's your relationship, but it's just like, I don't need to see this on here. Julia says, didn't watch, here for the 411. Julia, let me just tell you what happened quickly. They were still in Aspen. They seem to be doing all their little side things, all these little rituals. Noella's doing one ritual. Gina and Emily are doing another ritual. Dr. Jen is here somewhere. They come back into their own lives. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing's happening. Then they have this whole dinner at Shannon's house where she made some really good food. And everyone was supposed to dress up like rock stars. And they recorded a song with Richard Marx. It was a really good song. Did they release that song? Do we know if they've released that to iTunes? It was a good song. And he made even those non-singing mother fathers sound good. Heather sounds good though, but Heather is an actual singer. She's an actual singer. LS says Broadway is so thirsty. That's never good for a housewife. And that's why people didn't like Noella. They felt like she was too thirsty. She wasn't authentic. Noella, if they do give you an opportunity to come back next season, I know you sold your old home and you're still in the OC. If you do, we need to see the real Noella. I'm kind of scared though that the real Noella is what we've been seeing. Uh-oh. Jola says Dr. Jen is here somewhere. Really? Where? Look where. Look where. LS says it was a really good song, but notably auto-tuned. Of course. Of course, they needed that auto-tuned. Heather sounded the best to me. Heather definitely sounded the best. I want to see that song on iTunes. Did someone say that it was on iTunes? Yeah, the song was cute. Someone said it was the best Housewives song. Oh, yeah. Sharon says, best Housewives song. That's because Richard Marx wrote it. Richard Marx? Come on now. Didn't Richard Marx write the song Dance With My Father for Luther Vandross too? Richard Marx wrote, of course, the legendary song Right Here Waiting. Good friends with actually Heather Dubrow. Man can write a song. He also wrote that song for NSYNC. I know my songwriters, y'all. I forgot the name of the song though, but he wrote that beautiful ballad for NSYNC too. So I wasn't surprised that the song was good. I was just surprised at the vocals. Just saying. Yeah, Julia says, yes, he did. I love Richard. Talented. Yeah, everybody. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. We only have the reunion next to recap. And usually the reunions are a little bit more entertaining, but I'm just kind of trying to figure out what are they going to discuss besides Noella and Heather. Oh, we're going to talk about Gina and Shannon's relationship. That is so boring. That is so boring. I wasn't interested in a fight between Shannon and Gina. I hope this is a 2-part reunion, but I already have a feeling it's going to be a 3-part reunion. We didn't even get a trailer for the reunion. And honestly, I wasn't about to go live to break down that. But we did have some more Real Housewives of Atlanta news that came out yesterday. Kenya did an interview with Entertainment Tonight. If you missed that video, be sure to check that out. I just dropped a video last night about Katie Roast, you know, from the Real Housewives of Potomac, begging Andy to come back. Thank you, Data. Thank you, Data. I knew someone would know. This I Promise You for NSYNC. That's what Richard Marx wrote for them. Such a great song. The man's legendary. Put some respect on his name. But I posted that video last night talking about Katie Rose. Look at me in the elephant brain. Katie Rose from the Real Housewives of Potomac took to social media yesterday and pleaded for Andy to forgive her for the things that she said. And I was like, what did she say? And thank God for our friends over at the Peach Report Daily. Basically, they were saying, you remember the trip? You remember? Hold on, let me go. Hold on. Where's my phone? Let me just, because I like to read it exactly how it was said. Because, oh, here it is. So the Peach Report Daily responded to someone because I was like, I didn't know that Katie and Andy had anything. So the Peach Report Daily, shout out to them on Instagram if you're not following them, they say a lot that was edited out during their Cayman Islands trip that season about the network. So much so that a portion of the scene had to be cut and she wasn't even mentioned during the reunion. And remember, a lot of you like, why is Katie not at the reunion? Well, we know Katie was going through a lot. I think there's a lot of stuff going on with Katie. Look, we've moved on from OC at this point, y'all. So if you're just joining us and you're confused, what are we talking about? Everything Housewives. I'm sure you find this more entertaining than us talking about the OC. I think we're done with the OC at this point. What else can I say about this episode? Back to Katie. So I posted a video last night talking about Katie pleading with Andy to forgive her and to bring her back. She says she just wants to work. Our friends over at Peach Report Daily said that there was things that were edited out that we didn't know about. Yeah, Heather says Katie has storylines like Alexia in Miami. I just don't know if those storylines can actually play out. The thing with Alexia, she actually has control over playing those stories out and on the show. I think Katie's custody drama, relationship drama, she can't necessarily bring it to the show. So now we know why Katie is not back on RHOP. However, she was seen at one of the group events. Also, this morning, I posted a video talking and explaining to you what we're hearing about why Candace decided to unfollow Giselle. So Giselle is spreading a rumor that Chris Bassett was trying to flirt with her at the reunion. If you missed those videos, guys, be sure to check that out. Those were posted between yesterday and today. Okay. Joe, did you know we mentioned you yesterday? We were talking about your questions to Erica. Joe says it sounds desperate. Katie did not play this right. Yeah. And it plays into the fact that Andy Cohen, you know what he was saying to Monique, who has a new show. Speaking of which, Monique has a new show, Love and Marriage DC. I saw the 1 minute trailer. Apparently there's going to be more trailers coming out, but the 1 minute trailer, I was just like, it didn't sell me. I'm keeping an open mind. I'm going to watch Love and Marriage DC, but I was just like, give me a little more. But backtracking, when Andy was making it seem as if Chris, depended on this check, and she was like, that little check? Okay. But Katie plays into that whole idea. Maybe Carlos King, maybe we can bring her on Love and Marriage DC. I don't think she's married, though. No, she's not. I think whatever what's going on with Katie, I just hope she's in the right space to, I know you want to work, girl, but reality TV is not the place if you're not in the right headspace. It's not in the right headspace. Oh, Samara says, I live in the DMV and it didn't give me DC from the trailer. It was a 1 minute trailer. I don't feel like it gave us a lot. I'm keeping an open mind. I'm going to watch it. We watch and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I've already told you guys, I feel as if these new iterations of Love and Marriage will begin to outshine Huntsville. But so far, I don't know about DC. I see that we have three main couples that are featured. Very much like they did in Huntsville. And at first I was like, oh, this is a small cast, but that's the formula that worked in Huntsville. And I'm sure we'll have some side friend ofs and things like that. We shall see. But speaking of Carlos King, it was also announced, if you didn't see my video yesterday, it was also announced Carlos King is getting his own version of Watch What Happens Live. Carlos is getting, I forget what they call it. Are they calling it the after party? Something. It's something. You guys will let me know in the live chat. He's getting his own late night show on OWN, very much like Watch What Happens Live, where he's going to talk about his series and things like that, probably have guests and whatnot too. Here's the difference between... Mind your business. Sorry. Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this off. Nope. What kind of businesses are you looking for? Okay. Siri, stop. Okay. I can't. I can't. Let me turn my do not disturb. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, Data says the DC trailer looked boring. The cast photo looked amazing, though. I agree. The cast photo looked great. I just felt like the DC trailer for Love and Marriage just didn't give us a lot. Based on what Monique said on her social media, she's saying there was going to be multiple trailers. But I can appreciate the multiple trailers, but your first one's got to be like, whoa. You know what I mean? And that's why I didn't go live. And when I saw that, oh yeah, thank you, Russ. Nightcap with, I couldn't remember what it was called. Nightcap with Carlos King. We'll talk more about that or maybe I'll share my feelings. Guys, you just joined us. We're talking reality TV. We're talking reality TV because there was nothing to talk about when it comes to the Real Housewives of Orange County. I will drop the call-in link because I know you guys want to call in, and you can call in about the RHOC. You can call in about Love and Marriage DC. You can call in about Garcelle and her feud with Erica. So, okay, wait. Let me rewind before we get into Garcelle in a second. See, this is what I prefer to talk about. I don't want to talk about RHOC. There was nothing to talk about. So we're getting nightcap with Carlos King. Here's the thing. I think Carlos is far more entertaining than Andy. But here we are with another executive producer, another person behind the scenes giving themselves a show. Not to say he gave himself the show, but however, as I said to you before, I feel like Carlos is definitely more entertaining than him. But I had a really great conversation with B. Scott at the end of the episode that we did on their podcast. And B. Scott said some, like, we had a moment of like, yes, preach. Because B. Scott was talking about how they wanted to use their platform to help and elevate other people. And I feel as if instead of giving yourself a show, why not use that opportunity to give someone else a show? And I'm not even talking about me. I'm going to have my show executive produced by me. Okay? Just saying. Russ, no. He's like, come on, Kempire. If you were in that position, you would give yourself a show too. But I'm the face of what I do. That's how I started. That's how it began. I wasn't a producer behind the scenes. Miami says RHOC is still on yawn. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying. Hold on, let me see what you guys are saying. Great Enigma says Carlos should just stay in the back because it's looking like a reach with the similarities. He should just do it on YouTube. Look, if they're willing to give it to him, why not? When I hear about these things, I'm just like, it just seems. Oh yeah, Hetty said, I heard it. Watch What Happens Live was Nene's idea. Did you guys hear that too? Is it true? I don't know if it's true. She's definitely said that, but I can't always, confirm when Nene says something. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Boxer Girl. Boxer Girl says that was a really good episode with you, B. Scott and DJ Richie Sky. And don't forget Denver. I am claiming it. I'm just saying. Ooh, Samara says, I find it weird he's copying Andy. I mean, that's reality TV, though. I mean, a lot of people would say that he's copying the Real Housewives thing, but he was a part of Real Housewives at the very beginning. Let's not forget that. He was the first 2 seasons of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. He was part of the beginning of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that whole journey, they sort of came up together. But the whole nightcap thing, I'm going to watch. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch. But I just like, you have the power to put people in positions, not just give yourself a position. And he was very good during the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. We talked about it. We recapped it. But when I heard the news, I was just like, here we go again. But good for you. Look, good for you. Congratulations, Carlos. He also has a new podcast as well. On that podcast, he revealed his top 10 housewives of all time. And it's led to a conversation from a lot of people. And I want to know who would, I haven't, look, people have asked me, who is your top, people ask me these questions all the time. I never sit down when I'm by myself, think to myself, who's my favorite housewife? Who's my top 10? I never do. That's nothing wrong if people do it, but I really could not tell you right now who would be my top 10 housewives. But Carlos was always asked this because he's produced Real Housewives for a very long time. And he's gathered his list on his podcast, Reality TV with the King. And this is his list. And a lot of people have been going back and forth and saying, no, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. However, I think a lot of people do agree that the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes would be definitely, if not the top, one of the top. So this is Carlos's list. He starts off with, of course, we'll start from the bottom. Danielle Staub at number 10, Giselle at number 9, Ramona Singer at number 8, Kim Zolciak at number 7, Sheree Whitfield at number 6, Vicky Gumbelson at number 5, Kenya Moore at number 4, and the top 3. Number 3, Bethany Frankel. Number 2, Teresa Giudice. See, that's where I was like, Teresa's great. Don't get me wrong. She should definitely be in the top 10, maybe even the top 5. But number 2, Teresa, y'all giving that table flip a lot more credit. Look, I get it. In New Jersey, the storylines have been surrounded around Teresa and her family for a very long time. She's definitely one of the top housewives. But number 2, Nene definitely, because look, Nene has had legendary storylines. She's had legendary things that she said. But Teresa, number 2? Someone said Teresa should be at number 30. Come on now. Julia says, but Bethany is my number 1. Bethany is definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite, housewife of all time. It's between Nene and Bethany for me. But I'm from New York, so I have a kinship to New York. I've always loved the Real Housewives of New York. That's why it was sad to see New York fall apart the way that it did the last couple of seasons. All right. And some people were saying, where's Portia? I don't know if I would put Portia in the top 10. I don't know. Oh, Shantae says that Bethany would be bottom 3. All right, I need you guys to gather your list. For those that are watching the replay, I want to know who would be your top 10, your top 5. This is Carlos King's top 10 housewives of all time. Okay? See, Great Enigma says Portia is not top 10. Ooh. Yeah, and there was some debate about Kim Zolciak. How long was Kim Zolciak on Atlanta? I mean, she's definitely, she's a part of the Real Housewives franchise. She's an important part. Would she be in my top 10? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. Stephanie says Phaedra missing for me. Phaedra definitely came in. High Vibe says Jill Zarin should be up there. Oh, Cynthia says Portia belongs in top 10. Really? Someone says ain't nobody thinking about Portia. Ooh, okay, wait a second. Mars says Nene, Phaedra, old Bethany, and Ramona. Oh, Jolly says he must mean most difficult. Is that what you meant, Carlos? You know what? Young Rich Skinny says Giovanna was robbed from the list. Giovanna wasn't even a housewife. Okay, Sharon says Kim did 6 seasons. Okay. A lot of people are asking about Lisa Vanderpump. Amanda says Candy. I mean, some people believe that. I don't know if Candy would be in my top 10. No, I already know. Candy would not be in my top 10. No shade to Candy. I've said Candy has been important. No matter how many times you want to call her boring, Candy has been important to the franchise as well. I don't think she would be in my top 10. Oh, exactly. See, you guys are bringing up some good names. Ribbon says, where's my Queen Sonia? Okay. Oh, Foxy says, not boring, Candy. You guys. Brianna says, Kyle Richards. I've seen that. Dorinda. You guys are bringing up something. Now, y'all make me now want to sit down and come up with a list. Because there's so many names here. The only name that I disagree with on Carlos's list, and it's not that I don't think she should be in the top 10. She should definitely be in the top 10, but I just wouldn't make her number 2, and that's Teresa Giudice. Yeah. Miami says, not Clark, Atlanta. Yup, her. Nelly says, Nene, Kenya, Caroline. Oh, we forgot about Caroline. Phaedra, Bethany. Eddie says, Kempire, we want a list by Monday. Maybe I'll do it on my podcast. Okay, my TikTok is saying Sonia, LVP, we're missing. Okay. Guys, we're live on multiple platforms, the Kempire Daily TikTok. We're also live on Twitch and Twitter at The Kempire. We're live on Facebook, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're also, of course, live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. We're done with Orange County. We've moved on to news. We were talking about Carlos King's new show, Love and Marriage DC. We were also talking about the nightcap with Carlos King that's coming to OWN as well. And we were talking about Carlos King's top 10 housewives of all time. Oh, Foxy said Leah Black. Rewatching these episodes, you know, the only reason why I wouldn't give it to Leah is because Miami only had 3 seasons before this 4th season just came 10 years later. So part of me is like, you can't even be a part of the conversation because your show was canceled. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, someone mentioned Brandy. Jenna says, Brandy? Did someone mention Brandy before? Okay, let's talk about Brandy because Brandy tweeted while Garcelle and Heather Dubrow were on Watch What Happens Live, because one of the shady questions, let me take this down. One of the shady questions that Andy asked Garcelle was, you know, what housewife are you glad that, you know, wasn't on the show when you came on the show? Something to that effect. I don't care. And she said, Brandy, was she a housewife? So Brandy tweeted, she was like, first of all, her tweet didn't make a lot of sense. She was like, yes, I was a housewife, and thank you, and you can thank me for your job. Boxer Girl says, yes, agreed. 5-year minimum. Brandy was important to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Don't get me wrong, but her self-importance in regards to like, Garcelle should thank you for the job. Girl, sit down. Sit down. But you know what? Garcelle can't help but be shady. Garcelle could not help you but be shady. Even her response, Andy was asking her, you know, Garcelle's promoting her book, Love Me As I Am. Run me my check, Garcelle. Run me my check. Ooh, Didi says, in my opinion, Carlos's list is whack. Oh, Samara says, thank you. She's talking about Brandy. Thank you for getting fired. Brandy is waiting to be back on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to the point where she had her son beg Andy to bring her back. Brandy, come on now. Calm down over there with your self-importance, okay? Ooh, Allie says, Brandy just ran around lying on people and slapping people. I just saw that clip again. After the whole Will Smith slap, people were replaying her slap. Her slap was definitely more powerful, though. Her slap to LVP was more powerful than that Will Smith slap. I'm still trying to understand that Will Smith slap. I'm just like, at least with Brandy slap, it was like, just saying. Oh, all right. Garcelle can't help but be shady. Before we get into some of what Garcelle said on Watch What Happens Live, she was asked about, first of all, I need to read Garcelle's book because there's some juicy stuff in there. Remember, Garcelle's been in Hollywood for a very long time. A very long time. So she's telling a lot of different stories in her book, including that she almost dated Michael Jordan. But she didn't. She didn't realize who he was. It's okay, Garcelle. It's all right. But when she's asked about her love life on Watch What Happens Live, you know I'm going to add this to a video at some point. She's like,
oh, how's your love life these days?
Dry like yours.
Really? She took me down.
Let's do it again.
How's your love life these days?
Dry like yours.
Really? She took me down with her. You don't know what's there.
Garcelle can't help but be shady. I think Garcelle and I would be good friends. I think we would be shady towards each other. I know a lot of people don't like Garcelle because they feel like she is so shady, but that's what makes her a great housewife. She doesn't have a storyline, and we know. But I've told you this, you don't have to have a storyline if you have a great personality, and Garcelle has a great personality. Of course, during Watch What Happens Live, she did answer questions about what we can expect for the season, and she says this season, she's the one that's really calling Erica out. She's the one that's calling Erica out a lot, and that's part of the reason why they have the issues that they have this season. She also talks about, what else does she talk about? Oh, she says at the reunion, Kathy Hilton's going to have a lot to answer for. In a Page 6 interview, Garcelle did reveal after she saw the trailer, she's just like, she says that Kathy is actually a very good person and she really likes Kathy a lot, but she's also a lot closer to Kathy now than her own sister, Kyle. I was like, oof. I think The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is going to be good this season. I think it's going to be good this season. Can we just play this clip one more time? Because I thought this was so funny.
How's your love life these days?
Dry like yours.
Really? She took me down with her. You don't know what's been happening with me.
Guys, we have over 400 people in the building. Don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting our channel, but also supporting other channels that talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County. I forgot what we were talking about for a second. Guys, let's get to 150 likes. I'll drop the call-in link so you guys can call in and share your thoughts as well. And it doesn't have to be about the OC. It could be about anything that we just talked about, because as I said to you before, I felt like this season finale wasn't even a season finale. The best part for me was the end, and that was them singing. That was them singing. Hold on, y'all. Let me drop this. Let's get to 150 likes, guys. And don't forget, the video version of my podcast is now available on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, be sure to subscribe. You get to see the video version of my podcast, Kempire Radio. Don't forget to download and subscribe and rate and review Kempire Radio on your favorite podcast platform. More details are available at kempireradio.com. Let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle. You know what time it is, y'all. Get your coldest water bottle today. They come in multiple colors, multiple sizes, keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. And it's 81 degrees in New York. So you know I'm going to be using this heavily, along with my gallon size coldest water bottle. But they don't just have water bottles on their website. They have ththings for your pets. They have beds for your pets, pillows for you. And they have things to hold your coffee. Head on over to coldest.com. Don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. That code again is KEMP10 for 10% off. And thank you for supporting the channel. Okay. Let me drop the call-in link. Let me play this one more time. Let me play this one more time.
How's your love life these days?
Dry like yours.
Really? She took me down with her. You don't know what's been happening with me.
I don't know.
I know, not much.
Oh, that sent me. That really sent me. Oh my goodness. I can't. Oh my God, it's after 6 p.m. in wow. I forget, but wow. And this was part of the reason why we love to do the lives, some of these lives in the afternoon, so that our international folks are able to be a part of them. Latin from Manhattan, it says your devices are not connected. So you might need to drop out and call back in. Oh, there we go. Never mind, Latin from Manhattan. It's working now. Okay. All right. We got a couple of people backstage, guys. Feel free to weigh in on RHOC. Feel free to weigh in on Love and Marriage DC. Feel free to weigh in on Nightcap with Carlos King. Carlos's top 10 housewives of all time. But please make it short. Make it short and to the point. Okay? So we can get to everyone. Kenzie says, if you were a housewife, who would you be? If I was a housewife, who would I be? See, these are questions I don't sit and think about. I need to sit and think about that. Well, good evening to everyone in London. Good evening to everyone in London. All right. The backstage is filling up. Let me get to some of these callers, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to know how you would rate the Real Housewives of Orange County's season finale based off of the live poll that we have on Kempire Daily. It seems at 46% with over 300 votes. You guys are rating it between a 4 and a 6, which isn't terrible, but it isn't great either. All right, let's get to some of these callers. Latin from Manhattan, I'm going to bring you up.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day in Nueva York, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I love it.
Gorgeous out. So I'm going to be very quick. I personally think I loved Garcelle. I definitely am here for Garcelle, but I wasn't too sure. Is Sheree, Will Smith's ex-wife, is she supposed to join it?
Yeah, she's going to be a friend.
That should be good with both of them there. Nice. I'm a big fan of, like I said, Garcelle being there. And I feel like in a way, you know how when people say, like, if it's the book is trash, don't read it, more people are going to want to read it. Well, she basically made people want to even buy the book even more. It's like, oh, who would have wanted to read a book that was thrown in the trash? You know, just to see. But I just wanted to say that real quick. Although I just want to say Garcelle just need to up her little clothing style a little bit, just un poquito. Like, you know, her style is just like, it could be better. You know, if Cynthia could do it, she could do it too. All right. Much love to everyone. Everybody have a great day. Bye.
Bye. The shade. Destiny says the book is good so far. Okay. Data, how dare you? Data says Kemp would be Crystal Kung Minkoff. Boring. He ain't sharing nothing. We hear that Crystal's sharing a lot this season, so I wouldn't be Crystal either. But you're right. That's why I'm not doing reality TV. All right. In my opinion, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on in my opinion? With a lot of opinions. You're muted. In my opinion, are you there? Testing. Okay, you're muted. I'm gonna have to drop you. In my opinion, when you come back, I'll try it. I'll check back. I'll check back. Okay. Obi, I want to bring you up. What's going on, Obi?
She has been described as America's next top model reject with no entertainment value. And if chaos had a poster child, it to feature herself. Entitled Discourteous, her storyline is divorcing a non-existent spouse, raising a kid never envisioned, and a home unpossessed. Some are of the opinion that she's debilitating and she can't keep up with her lies, puzzling her idea of not needing to see to know. In front of the jury, she likely will be sanctioned. Others are of the opinion that she's harmless, she's quirky, not malicious, just a bit out there, and dare I say authentic. But her sole purpose on this show is fancy pants. She gets on her nerves, she irritates the hell out of her inner demons, which in turn drives her nuts. She stands up to the control freak, unfortunately can't be manipulated because she's devious. And besides Shannon, she's the only person with the balls to unmask the mean girl. Was she really watching the room that Fancy Pants picked so she could claim it? Nice move. By the way, given how Emily lost it during that dinner, she unquestionably was candid. So together with Shannon, they've been the victims of bullies this season. I really hope she returns. They both need to be genuine confident, and you can see that she has Shannon's back. And unlike the social climber, Fancy Pants and Big Emily, Shannon the Barbarian and Know What the Hella actually make good TV. The end.
Obi, do us a favor. We prefer when you just call in to chat with us. We don't need a pre-read. We don't need a pre-read, please. Okay. We don't need a pre-read. We prefer a natural conversation, but we appreciate you calling in. Okay. All right. In my opinion, I'm gonna bring you back up to see if you're there. In my opinion, are you there? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. What's
How
going on?
you doing, Kempire?
Oh, well, how are you?
Let me tell you, that episode was drier than the Sahara Desert, okay? It really was. But, no tea, no shade, I did catch that, Emily and Gina was talking about, oh, Heather got a friend? Maybe she hired her. See,
Yeah.
that type of shade like that. You can't say you want to be my friend and talk like that. Like, yeah, I can't get jiggy with it. Carlos King list. I would have tweaked a few names. I'm not for sure how he got Danielle Staub as top tier worthy. Like
Mm,
I get what she's done, but I just don't feel like what she's done has outrated a lot of the other franchises that he didn't name.
mm.
Um, can't wait to see his late night show. I think it's gonna really kill Watch What Happened Live.
I mean, have you seen the latest ratings for Watch What Happens Live? Anything would
Yeah,
kill.
that's what I'm saying. Hell, I mean Barney could kill it, but I'm just saying.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, it's gonna be in the same category with it because they haven't had a late night show that is actually 30 minutes. So
Mm.
yeah, this will probably kill that. And I've been dying to see Monique back on TV. So I cannot wait for Marriage DC. I cannot wait. Like I have been, I felt like this was good for her,
Okay.
and so I hope it works out. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they're the family that's got a lot of love in them, and I
Uh-oh. In my opinion, you went
don't see
out.
them.
Oh, there you go. Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, they're trying to take you away from us. You were dropping out.
That's all right. Oh, and let me tell you something. You,
Somebody's trying to not have
B.
you be
Scott
great today,
Denver
in my
and
opinion.
DJ Richard Sky were amazing.
Oh, thank
Y'all
you.
had me. Y'all had me weak. Okay, y'all were amazing. So
Thank you so
I just
much.
wanted to let you know
Thank
I'm
you,
following
Emma.
you on everything now.
We appreciate you as always. In my opinion, have a great rest of your day, and I'm sure I'll see you during Married at First Sight recap later today.
Oh, yes, you will.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye. For those that didn't hear what, in my opinion, said, she said that she was listening to the podcast episode that we did with B. Scott, Denver, and DJ Richie Sky on the B. Scott Show podcast. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check that out. See, Vicky says, yes, I love that podcast, Kempire. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast too, Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. And the video version is now available on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to see my facial expressions during the podcast, be sure to check that out. And let me know your questions and comments, and maybe I'll read them on the next podcast. And I'm also going to set up an email for you guys to email me so I can respond to your questions on the podcast. So stay tuned for that. All right, Joe Mendoza, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Joe?
Hi, Kempire.
How are you?
Good. By the way, I know you didn't like it so much, but I love Obi's pre-read. It was amazing with the megaphone effect. I feel like I should be on my knees and pray while listening to all of the tea. I couldn't get all of it, but it was amazing. I live for it.
Okay.
And I think what really caught me in Watch What Happens Live with Garcelle was this story about Trevor. Like, does anybody know who this Trevor guy is? Like, I would want to know because apparently he's some good D. Oh, sorry. And then one other thing. I know that Kelly Dodd, and I really am not a big fan of her. She's been blasting the season of OC as, like weaker than the previous season. I guess if I were to think about the situation, granted we're still in this panedy. I think when it aired during Kelly Dodd's season, we were still in the beginning of the lockdown. So a lot of us were actually like forced to be at home. So maybe we had to, stick with watching TV. I think, this time around, a lot of us got vaccinated. Maybe some of us actually just decided to get out there and, like probably just watch the shows on DVR. So maybe it's got something to do with that. Now, both seasons were still terrible, but I don't know. I think it may have something to do with that, not just because Kelly Dodd's right, because a lot of what he says is just not right.
Yeah.
And I would like to say Kempire. I know I'm from DC, but I'm gonna be in New York the end of April to like early May. if you want some coffee. And I do want to ask you a question. How is your love life?
You know what, Joe? Goodbye. This is not the Kempire reality show.
Hopefully, it's not as dry as Sandy's.
Oh, damn. Goodbye, Joe. Joe is a mess. You know, I should have known better because Joe was asking Erica those messy questions on Twitter, but I should have known better. Okay. All right, let me get to these callers. All right, Robin, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Robin?
Shout out to Joe for shooting his shot. Okay. Right. So listen, I need you to know that I so enjoy your lives and your videos. I have not watched the OC since 2017. I only know Heather and Shannon Bedore. Damn. I don't know anybody else, but the lives, these things are so good. That's why I watch. But now, speaking of Garcelle, I want to be shady about her right now. Can we all just give a big shout out, bow down to the gods, praise every hair lord there is, that she had not that one of those horrible wigs on last night on WWHL? I said, thank you, Jesus. She is too beautiful to have such wrecked hair. And I'm sure she got
dragging Garcelle today.
No, I'm not dragging. I'm dragging her hair because she has too much coin, class, and too much of a history behind her to be having a raggedy, jaggedy head.
Not raggedy, jaggedy.
Yeah, I hadn't planned on us being that rough, but the truth is, she's been killing us with her hair for a minute.
You don't like this wig?
That wig is kind of good.
Okay.
But typically,
is there a specific one?
Everything I've seen sucked, but I was happy to see her last night with a nice do. And I think it really had more to do with her face. Well, her hair has been sucky, but she has such a beautiful face. And that other stuff, it was just like, gave me like Memphis vibes and stuff. She can do much better. That's all I'm saying.
For those that don't even know what you're talking about, you're talking about Memphis from 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days.
Of course. And if they on here, they know what I'm talking about.
Okay. I just want to clarify.
I'm gonna be going because I want to weigh in on Married at First Sight later. So we'll talk then. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Robin.
Bye.
You guys are dragging Garcelle today. I like Garcelle though, but I have to agree when it comes to the fashions. I don't know. Yeah, the wigs too. But when Garcelle's got it, she's got it. Okay, see, look, all right. Dee Dee agrees. She says, love Garcelle, but the caller is right. Spend more on those wigs, mama. Look, she's trying. She just lost her job at The Real. Lit says Kempire would be Bethany. Actually, I would like that. I would like that. The only reason why I would probably be Bethany is because I have two Scorpio parents, so the influence is there. Okay, the stinger is there. All right. PSG is backstage. I'm gonna bring her up. What's going on, PSG?
Hey, how are you today? I'm in here falling out laughing at the raggedy jaggedy, but she's right. But anyway. I didn't get the first half of this show. You said we could talk about anything. OC was boring. Gina got on my nerves crying to a bear. She was probably drunk. But anyway, what I do want to mention, because I look at all of your videos, the Candace issue. Now, Chris, I don't think Chris came on to just Giselle. I think Giselle probably came on to him because I love Chris. Chris is always feeding me. So but that man loved his wife. And the writing was on the wall last reunion when she said if Mia had boxed Candace, she wouldn't have said a thing. Candace should have known that she was being used as the antagonist for Monique. Monique is gone. Where else is she going to place her target? And I know it's off subject, but there's nothing to say about OC. Carlos is kind of right with his list.
Okay.
And that's all I really caught on this live. I came in at the tail end because I'm in here cooking dinner.
Look. Well, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.
You do the same. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Reminder: I'm gonna take one more caller. Reminder, though, we will be live later today to talk about Married at First Sight. Yes, we are going to talk about Married at First Sight because I have opinions. It's a terrible season, very much like OC. But during the retreat, it gets a little bit more entertaining. So we're going to talk about that 5:30 p.m. Eastern here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed to our texting community, this is where I remind you when we're going live, things that you may have missed. If there's breaking news, this is where you're able to drop me tea. You also get birthday shout outs. Join our texting community. Don't forget, data and message rates may apply. Nikolai, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Nikolai?
Yo, Kempire, how's it going?
How are you?
Good. So firstly, I need to defend our girl, Garcelle. She has these two beautiful boys, and I'm sure that her priority is making sure they're good. And I'm 110% sure their college tuition will be paid for in full. So she ain't worried about buying those wigs and impressing people that she don't know, firstly. Secondly, like I said many times, I started watching Housewives for OC season 1. This season, I don't know if I watched last week's episode. If I did, I can't remember, to be quite honest. I did not watch last night's episode. When it comes to Heather, her storyline is over. We saw the house. She can go. I think there needs to be a revamp for many a season or many cities, and OC is one. I don't know who I would keep from that cast.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, they're all good. Emily and her husband are good now. That storyline is wrapped up. Gina is no longer with her DUI. She has her new husband or fiance, whatever they are. Her storyline is wrapped up. Shannon's always been
I don't think they're engaged.
Whatever they are, she's moved on with her life. Her and Matt are good. Like that storyline is wrapped up. It's all wrapped up. Dr. Jen is not interested in her storyline or anything else moving forward with her down low husband, allegedly, whatever that situation is. It can all go for me.
I didn't hear that, T.
I just mainly wanted to. I didn't hear the T. I'm just saying my intuition.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, allegedly.
Okay.
Our opinions are our opinions, not the opinion of Kempire LLC, just so y'all know. But that is my opinion. Mainly, I just wanted to call in and say hey, because I've missed so many lives, and say hi to you and the Kempire family. OC is so boring. I don't really care about it. That's all.
We appreciate you, Nikolai. Have a great rest of your day. Nikolai, how you gonna come drop that bomb? I was like, DL, I never heard that. But he said his own intuition. I mean, I was being very generous when I was talking about the people that should come back next season for the Real Housewives of Orange County. I agree, though. It needs a major revamp. And Heather's not on my top of the list of people to bring back. She really isn't. She offered nothing. As someone that, people were very excited to come back, she really offered nothing. Sorry, but not sorry. Here are my final thoughts on OC. It needs a revamp. I'm not looking forward to their reunion. I hope it's only 2 parts. Someone told me that they did post the trailer for the reunion. I'll check it after this, but I'm not even that interested. Replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Orange County, but I also want to know your thoughts on the other hot topics that we were talking about: Love and Marriage DC, the nightcap with Carlos King, everything that Garcelle had to say on Watch What Happens Live, including this clip. Hold on, I got to play it again.
How's your love life these days?
Dry like yours.
Really? She took me down with her. You don't know what's been happening with me.
Woo, ciao. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that was a part of our conversation. We appreciate you guys so much being a part. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. We appreciate you as well. Become a member at TheKempire.com. Join our texting community at TextKempire.com. Chris, we appreciate you always reminding me of how to pronounce your name. Chris says, and thank you for the super chat. Chris says, why do some viewers always want revamps and firings? The constant revamps are hurting housewife shows. Heather and Garcelle were hilarious last night. And they actually know each other. They, remember, Heather was an actress, so they've known each other a very long time. I actually kind of like the feeling among them, but I think if they were to work together on Housewives, it would change quickly, because Garcelle has no loyalty to any of these people. She has no loyalty. And I think that's why I like her. I think that's why I like her. Angelique says, I thought we were getting Chicago. Well, we're definitely getting a new one. They've only confirmed Real Housewives of Dubai. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Real Housewives of Chicago, because Andy did say this during his Q&A that there is a city that was so obvious that we're shocked that we haven't done it. And I think that would be Chicago. But we shall see. Suzette says Garcelle is real. I think that's why I like her. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. We're getting closer, y'all. Don't be surprised if we get a trailer. I'm seeing a lot of confessional looks being confirmed. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. We need it to come now. It's going to be in the Berkshires at Dorinda's house. It's going to be a very different feel, which is kind of weird because we're getting it towards the summer and now we're not in the island. But then I'm thinking maybe they wanted to give us an island vibe while it was cold, and now they want to give us a cold vibe while it's hot. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to that. We will be talking about that and recapping that. If you've missed our Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 1 recaps, just Google Schmoogle in the YouTube, and you can check it out there. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to our Team Kempire Royal Court members. And guys, don't forget to show love to our moderators. We appreciate them doing all, allowing this chat to be a fun conversation. Let's continue the conversation in the comments section with the replay crew. I appreciate you all being here. I will see you guys in the next video. And that will be, well, at least our Married at First Sight recap will be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, but you never know what the next video will be. Don't forget, here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, you get everything in pop culture, of course, covering music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Yes, happy Easter to everyone. If I don't speak, well, I'll speak to you guys, but happy Easter to everyone if you celebrate. See you guys later. Bye. Let's get out of here. Let me play some music.
How's your love life these days?
Dry like yours.
Really?